Well, good morning, everyone. I see most of the people from the panel discussions are on their way out, so I'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure, as everyone would be aware, our presentation does contain some forward-looking materials. You know, NOVAGOLD is it's a development stage company. We're really a very simple story. We own half of the Donlin Gold project up in Alaska. Our partner in this is Barrick, one of the largest gold companies in the industry. Yeah, there's a few characteristics about the Donlin project that really make it unique. First, its scale. You know, Donlin is 39 million ounces. That makes it one of the largest undeveloped gold deposits in the industry. And when you look at the peer group, it's multiples greater in scale than any of the other development projects that are advancing throughout the industry. The other exceptional attribute about Donlin is its grade. At 2.25 grams, it's about twice where the industry was, or is today, about where it was 10 years ago. So it's an exceptionally high-grade open-pit deposit. You know, Donlin, if it were built today, would be one of the largest gold mines in the industry with annual output in excess of 1 million ounces a year for a mine life measured in decades. Our known mine life right now is just under 30 years. You know, this slide just sets the context for the large-scale mining assets throughout the industry. Many of these mines have been around a long time, and their production profile is declining. Donlin is truly one of the few strategic assets in the gold space. And this is what's been happening in the industry. All of the majors have the same fundamental problem. They're depleting their reserves, and the lack of new discoveries is compelling. So they're all in the same situation. In spite of increased exploration expenditures, very few of them are actually replacing what they mine. You know, Donlin's a big deposit today, but if you look at this illustration, we've only extensively tested about 3 kilometers of an 8-kilometer gold-bearing system. So when the time is right, we will resume exploration drilling at Donlin, and we certainly have ample room to significantly increase, if not double, the gold endowment here. In Alaska, you know, the industry is facing a lot of challenges. It's getting more and more complex operating out on the frontier, and there are very few genuinely investable jurisdictions left. But Alaska, it's the second largest gold producing state in the US. It's got a well-established mining industry, and frankly, just a great place to do business. The other thing that makes the Donlin project unique is we are on private land that's owned by 2 Alaska Native corporations. One of them owns the surface rights, one of them owns the mineral estate, and we have life of mine agreements with both of these entities. It's great to be operating on private land, and this land was set aside by the federal and state governments for mineral development. So it's was deeded to the Native corporations for their economic self-determination. The other unique thing about the Donlin project, we have received our federal permits. This is a picture of the signing ceremony. The Army Corps of Engineers and the Bureau of Land Management, for the first time ever, issued a joint record of decision. So the project has completed the federal permitting process, and we're wrapping up the state permitting process. This slide just highlights the progress we've made on permitting throughout the last few years and the remaining permits that we need to commence activities. But with the federal permitting process done, you know, we in essence have the right but not the obligation to begin activities at the mine site. So while we've been advancing our permitting, you know, permitting in the United States is a very rigorous, transparent process, but while we've been advancing the permitting, we've also been refining our technical studies and our development approach to the Donlin Gold project. You know, at Donlin, anywhere we operate, particularly in the United States, we take our corporate social responsibility very seriously. We've been engaged with the communities for many, many years, and we've got strong local support for our planned activities. NOVAGOLD is, financially, we're in great shape. We have $153 million in our treasury. We have a guaranteed receivable from Newmont for another $100 million. So we've got about $250 million in liquidity, which is for a development stage company, that's just frankly amazing in this industry and in these markets. So we're well-heeled financially. Our annual spend this year is about $24 million. So very clearly, we do not need to raise any cash until it's time to fund our share of the Donlin Gold project. And this is the leverage that our asset brings to shareholders. Obviously, if you're in this presentation, you have an interest in gold, and you wouldn't buy a gold stock if you didn't think gold prices were going higher. At current prices, we've got positive rates of return. If gold prices move, as we anticipate they will, the leverage that we bring is staggering for the project and for our shareholders. We're also, NOVAGOLD has a very strong shareholder base. We're about a $2 billion market cap company. Our largest shareholders are listed here. About half of our stock never changes hands. Electrum Strategic is Dr. Tom Kaplan's gold investment vehicle. Paulson, Fidelity, that's Will Danoff's Contra Fund, are all big shareholders. Our major shareholders look at NOVAGOLD and our Donlin project really as an unexpiring warrant on an ounce of gold in the ground, with the view that gold will get more valuable with time. So really, just to wrap up NOVAGOLD, financially, we're a strong company. We've got a tremendous asset in a safe mining jurisdiction. We're working closely with our partner Barrick Gold to advance the project and prepare it for a development decision when we sense that the markets are right. We're operating in a safe geopolitical environment, which is certainly, as the world and the industry gets more complicated, that's going to be one of the existential questions that people will be asking when they're making an investment in a mining company. We've got an accomplished leadership team in the company. We've got a strong board. And our Donlin project, when commissioned, will be one of the largest gold mines in the industry. Thank you for your time this morning.